Dedicated to the grind and dedicated to you. That's why we do what we do. This is Power Grind Boxing. We getting ready to talk about the pursuit of greatness. I'm talking about George Kambosos and Vasiliy Lomachenko. You heard that right, boxing fan. Listen, I need you to witness this roller coaster of ambition, a lot of heart, a lot of determination, a lot of war, a lot of just awesomeness. You feel what I'm saying? We're going to talk about the journey of George Kambosos Jr. and Vasiliy Lomachenko, because it's going to leave you on the edge of your seat. It's going to leave you thinking. You're going to be like, man, what in the world? So I need you to get ready. We're going to dive into the world of these two fighters, and we're going to call this right here the pursuit of greatness. And the reason why I call it the pursuit of greatness, because these individuals were supposed to fight, and yeah, they didn't. Okay, let's talk about it. This is the wide world of boxing. Now, you already know boxing is an electrifying world, especially if boxing is on fire. And right now, as in the time of this video right now, oh my goodness, boxing is on fire. You feel what I'm saying? Now, you got George Kambosos Jr., right? He's a fighter that has emerged from Australian roots, and you got Vasiliy high-tech Lomachenko. He's a Ukrainian individual. He's a history maker. You got what I'm saying? From Ukraine, and their stories are etched in history, and they have a I'm gonna say a pursuit of excellence and greatness, and they are resilient individuals. Now, Kambosos, he has, I'll say, about 21 or 22 fights under his belt, right? He entered the boxing world as a super underdog, and he had to balance his early years with amateur bouts, and I think he was like a car salesman or something like that, right? But he had a goal in his mind, and that was to conquer the sport of boxing. And you know, to conquer the sport in boxing, it takes everything within you. You feel what I'm saying? Now, his father, Jim Kambosos, he saw that George, his son, had a real unique dedication to the sport. And you already know, if you like boxing, that boxing is a lonely man's sport, and you have to have unshakable determination and dedication to be successful in this sport of boxing. And you have to be just kind of unique and define your own path. And you got to look within yourself. And this is for you. If you're trying to be a boxer, you got to look within yourself, and you got to say, you know what? How bad do I want to be a world champion? So George Kambosos, or the Kambosos, father and son, they started a journey, right, to become a champion in boxing. So what did that mean? They had to leave behind Sydney, Australia. You know, and then eventually they would train alongside the legendary, I want to say 8-division world champion, Manny Pacquiao in the Philippines, right? Now, the ring for Kambosos, it was, I'm going to say, a trial by fire. You know what I'm saying? Because he got put into the ring with Pacquiao, and man, Pacquiao was a monster. But what he learned through mentorship was that Pacquiao had the heart, the determination. He had that perseverance, and he taught George Kambosos a lot. Now, Lomachenko, on the other hand, you know what I'm saying, he carries, I'm going to say, a legacy of excellence as it applies to his own career, because you know everyone is always talking about his extensive amateur career to the paid career, paid professional ranking system. You got what I'm saying? Eventually he would be called, I think he was like the youngest with less amount of victories or something like that to fight for a world championship title or something like that. I forgot the specific accolade, but people are always saying that accolade when they talk about Vasiliy Lomachenko. He's also called the Matrix, also called high tech. You know what I'm saying? So Vasiliy high tech Lomachenko, his pursuit of greatness led him to a lot of titles and a lot of challenges in his life, define his skill and his determination. But the road to his success, it wasn't always full of victories. You got what I'm saying? It was filled with a lot of challenges. It was filled with a lot of trials and tribulations. You got what I'm saying? And his life, it just shows you the human side of him. Now, I know you're like, man, why is this guy talking about all of this stuff to talk about Kambosos and Lomachenko? Well, they are two fighters from different corners of the world. And man, right now on social media, we are having a discussion of all discussions because it seems as if they are on a path to collide, and they were supposed to collide back in the day, but that didn't happen. You got what I'm saying? So we're going to talk about them colliding right now. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, their path filled with a lot of trials, a lot of tribulations, a lot of triumphs. Now, Lomachenko, you know, he got a lot of titles, right? But he had a lot of setbacks. You know what I'm saying? I remember the first loss that Lomachenko had, it was to Orlando Salido. You got what I'm saying? And of course, challenges, other individuals face. You know what I'm saying? I remember when he faced Jorge Linares. You know what I'm saying? Now, hey, Kambosos, right? He's a warrior, right? He's faced a lot of formidable adversaries and opponents. You know what I'm saying? He defied the odds in a lot of those situations. Now, what I will say that George Kambosos and Vasiliy Lomachenko, they have a common denominator. Yeah, that's right. We're going to talk about that common denominator. But before we talk about the common denominator, this is what I want you to think about. I want you to think about the dream fight between George Kambosos, right, and Teofimo Lopez. Yeah. The reason why I'm bringing that up is because, George Kambosos and, Vasiliy Lomachenko, they have an individual in common as well. And that is Teofimo Lopez. Vasiliy Lomachenko fought Teofimo Lopez. Teofimo Lopez defeated Vasiliy Lomachenko. And then George Kambosos fought Teofimo Lopez. And at that point in time, Teofimo Lopez, when he defeated Vasiliy Lomachenko, he became a unified champion, right? So then he faced George Kambosos, and the whole world thought that Teofimo Lopez would wash George Kambosos. Everybody except 7 people on the earth and George Kambosos. So George Kambosos faced Teofimo Lopez, the unified champion, and he emerged victorious against all odds. So then after George Kambosos beat Teofimo Lopez got so mad and so sad and so unhappy about his loss because he was a super sore loser that he moved up to 140 pounds, right? So then the stage was set. George Kambosos was going to fight Vasiliy Lomachenko. And man, this was going to be a big money fight. Unfortunately, things went bad in the Ukraine and Russia. So then they had a war. And then Vasiliy Lomachenko had to go fight into the war. And now, guess what happened? Devin the Dream Haney emerged as the opponent to face George Kambosos, and he had to fight. He had to get out of the current deal that he was in with Matchroom and Eddie Hearn. He had to sign the top rank for lower money. He had to fight George Kambosos 2 times in Australia. And guess what? Devin Haney, he bet on himself, and he did all of that. And guess what? He went to the land down under, defeated George Kambosos not once, but twice. He showed the world his unrelenting greatness. That's right. So now Lomachenko, super resilient, came back from his personal challenges and all that type of stuff, right? He came back. But guess who faced him? Devin the Dream Haney. Devin the Dream Haney, the reigning, successfully defending, undisputed lightweight champion of the world, Devin the Dream Haney. He defeats Vasiliy Lomachenko and crushes the heart of Lomachenko. But guess what? Lomachenko had to rebuild himself. Now, a part of these broken spirits, Lomachenko and George Kambosos, guess what? They are on a path, on a collision course to face each other. Yeah, you heard that right. So the story of George Kambosos and Vasiliy Lomachenko, hopefully that, resonated in your heart. These individuals are pursuing greatness, and I'm hearing they are getting ready to fight each other. I hope they fight each other, but this is what I want you to think about before I get out of here. In this world of boxing, because boxing is life and life is boxing, think about the sacrifice. Think about all the times, the energy, the fierce determination, the effort that these individuals face every day. Guess what? They got a fire that's burning inside of them. They're constantly getting hit with challenges, constantly getting hit with setbacks. But guess what they do? They still continue to get on their path to success, on their path to victory, and they embrace their trials, their tribulations, and they let their passion fuel their desire to become a champion again. So in the world of George Kambosos and Lomachenko, I want you to understand that your life, victory has to echo your pursuit in life. And when you face opponents, and when I say you face opponents, guess what? Doubts and fears are opponents, because you have to fight with those individuals. You got what I'm saying? Don't let that discourage you. Understand that you got to be persistent. You got to have a goal in your mind. You got long-term goals, short-term goals, and each and every single day you are on a path for your own greatness, and you got to fight for it. This is Power Grind Boxing reminding you to stay on the grind. We out of here.